Lesson 35. My Lord Bag of Rice. Read the passage and answer the questions that follow. Hidesato was a brave warrior in ancient Japan. One day, when he sallied forth in search of adventure, he found that on the bridge spanning Lake Biwa, a huge serpent dragon lay across his path. He was a man of great courage and stepped over the dragon's body and went forward dauntlessly. Suddenly he heard someone calling him from behind. He was surprised to see that the dragon had entirely disappeared and a strange man with a dragon head crown was bowing ceremoniously to him. Hidesato knew at once that this was no ordinary mortal but the serpent dragon transformed thus. The Dragon King asked for Hidesato's help for killing a giant centipede, his mortal enemy, that had discovered his home in the lake. It had carried off members of his large family night after night to eat. As he was unable to save his family, he was looking for a brave human being to help him. Hidesato took pity on him and agreed to kill the centipede. As the centipede came nightly at a certain hour, the Dragon King invited Hidesato to a lavish feast served by fishes in his magnificent crystal palace. Suddenly Hidesato centipede, advancing towards his host. The eyes of the centipede were like great balls of fire, its body was the color of burnished gold and the creature had 100 legs. Hidesato shot 2 arrows at it, but they glanced off harmlessly. Hidesato remembered that human saliva was deadly to centipedes. So he applied saliva on the last arrow and shot the centipede. This time the arrow killed the centipede and it fell into the lake, turning the waters red. All the inhabitants of the lake came out joyously to celebrate and felicitate Hidesato. As a token of gratitude, the Dragon King gave a sumptuous feast for Hidesato where he presented him with a bronze bell, which Hidesato later presented to a temple, a bag with a never-ending supply of rice, a roll of silk which never finished though long pieces were cut off from it, and a cooking pot which cooked delicious food without putting fire on it. Hidesato's fame spread far and wide. He became rich as he never had to spend on food, silk or fuel. That was why he came to be called My Lord Bag of Rice. A. Find synonyms in the passage for the words given below. Dauntlessly, entirely, mortal, transformed, magnificent, ceremoniously, dauntlessly, fearlessly, entirely, totally, mortal, human being, transformed, changed, magnificent, grand, ceremoniously, formally. B. Make sentences with the following expressions bring meanings. 1. Of great courage, Tipu Sultan was a man of great courage and was not afraid to fight the British. 2. Mortal enemy, the mongoose is the mortal enemy of the snake and usually the victor in a fight. 3. No ordinary mortal, Allama Iqbal was no ordinary mortal. 4. Far and wide, the fame of Mirza Ghalib spread far and wide after his poems were translated in English. 5. Token of gratitude, the colonel gifted the school teacher his motorcycle as a token of gratitude for saving his life. 6. Ceremoniously, the commander ceremoniously pinned the medal on the soldier's uniform. C. State whether these statements are true or false. 1. The giant centipede was killed after a great effort by Hidesato. Answer. True. 2. The centipede carried another centipede each time. Answer. False. 3. Hidesato was served by huge dragons. Answer. False. 4. The bronze bell was hung up in the warrior's house. Answer. False. 5. The cooking pot cooked food on fire like any other house. Answer: false. D. On the basis of your reading, answer the following questions in your own word. 1. Why did the Dragon King ask Hidesato to help him? Answer: the Dragon King asked for help because the centipede would come and eat a member of his family each night. 2. Where did the Dragon King live? Answer: the Dragon King lived in the lake. 3. What did the centipede look like? Answer: the centipede was huge and his eyes were like great balls of fire. He was the color of gold and had 100 legs. 4. How did Hidesato finally kill the centipede? Answer: Hidesato finally killed the centipede with an arrow which had human saliva on it. 5. Why was Hidesato called my Lord Bag of Rice? Answer: he was gifted with a bag that gave never-ending supply of rice, which is why he was called my Lord Bag of Rice. E. Read the sentence from the passage and answer the questions that follow. He was a man of great courage and stepped over the dragon's body and went forward dauntlessly. 1. Who is he in the above line? Answer: he is Hidesato. 2. Do you think that he really was a man of great courage? What would you have done in a similar situation? Answer: yes, he was very courageous. I would have run away from the scene. F. Read the sentence from the passage and answer the questions that follow. It had carried off members of his large family night after night to eat. As he was unable to save his family, he was looking for a brave human being to help him. 1. Who was carrying off the members of whose family? Answer: the centipede was carrying off members of the Dragon King's family to eat. 2. Why no? Think the human being agreed help. Answer: Hidesato felt pity for the Dragon King and so agreed to help him. G. Read the sentence from the passage and answer the questions that follow. All the inhabitants of the lake came out joyously to celebrate and felicitate Hidesato. 1. What were the inhabitants of the lake celebrating? Answer: the inhabitants of the lake were celebrating their freedom from the deadly centipede. 2. How did Hidesato manage to help them? Answer: Hidesato helped them by killing the centipede. H. Read the sentences given below and name the underlined clauses. 1. He became rich as he never had to spend on food, silk or fuel. Answer: adverb clause of reason. 2. The Dragon King presented Hidesato with a roll of silk which never finished, though long pieces were cut off from it. Answer: adverb clause of contrast. 3. Hidesato knew at once that this was no ordinary mortal.